The workout was never really the problem, and I figured that out on a commute home that I had probably taken 100 times before. It was just somewhere between leaving work and pulling into the driveway. I already talked myself out of exercising, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. It just felt like real honest thinking where I was like, oh, I've got a big to-do list. I'm super busy today. You know what? It's cardio day. It's a leg day. I'm trying to think of all the things that I was trying to avoid. But I would tell myself that it was a really long day. You know, even if the day went really, really well, I was a full-time teacher, and I would still, on that hour drive home, talk myself into, oh, you're kind of tired. You need to relax. You need to chill out before even thinking of exercise when you get home. So I would convince myself that I had this long day. And by the time I was walking through the door, the story was already written. I just needed to sit down first. I needed to get motivated. Have you ever done that? And I would tell myself that I would get to the workout later, but it ended up being a false promise. I wouldn't show up. So I'm going to share with you my little 15-minute rule today, or my 15-minute, it was a non-negotiable for myself. But before we get into all this great stuff, if this sounds like something that you've been living where you find yourselves talking yourself out of showing up for yourself for the goal that you want, I encourage you. talktoperry.com is a great place to start because if you're tired in this planning workouts that you never get to, or you're tired of ending the day the same way over and over and it never seems to change, and you're ready to figure something out, let's get really honest about what your pattern looks like and build something that truly holds. That's over at talktoperry.com. You know what I did not see for a long time was that my problem, it wasn't discipline, although I thought it was, and it wasn't the workout plan either. It was actually I was trying to find an escape hatch to get myself out of working out. Now I could justify it. You know, I would say, you know what, you've got a big to-do list. Now at the time, I'm running a German Shepherd rescue. I've got a home business where I'm doing web design and video creation. I also am a teacher, full-time teacher, and I had an hour commute. Plus, I had my own pets to take care of in the house, et cetera, so on. You get it. So that commute home was just this quiet little place that I could have a conversation with myself and give myself permission to do other things. You know, I'd tell myself, you know what, it's a long day. You probably should sit down and just chill out for a while. Maybe you'll get motivated, because after an hour commute, you can just kind of just sit down and all of a sudden just the day starts to get exhausting on you. But that pattern, it was running for a long, long time before I saw it clearly enough to call it out for what it was. I was struggling just to begin and start my workouts. And I felt like starting the workout was optional, and I would fill that space between intention and action with just enough comfort zone to make quitting, or at least delaying, feel reasonable. Usually it was quitting. I'd never call it that. I would just say, you know what, I'll make up for it tomorrow. I don't even know why I did that. But here I was in this pattern where I really wanted to lose the weight. I was out of shape, overwhelmed. And I had this goal, but because of that, the workouts were really, really challenging for me. And it would have been easy to say, you know what, this is just the way life is going to be. It's kind of too late in life to really turn things around anyway. And let's just deal with this. But I was tired of dealing with it. So once I saw that I had to change, you know, the setup, it wasn't just in the mindset stuff. The first thing I needed to do was stop giving myself the option to sit down first. So here's a few things that I shifted around. Maybe these will help you. But I got home. Instead of sitting down first, I said I'm going to test this out for 30 days over the next month. And I'm a person of my word, even though I hadn't been. I'm going to test this out for 30 days, see if it even matters, see if I can deal with this. So when I got home from that hour commute, I got my workout clothes on. I took care of the pets, of course, but then I started my workout right away. I didn't do any sitting down. Now that was messing with me for a long time because it was just like, you want to sit down? It was a long day. You convinced yourself of that. But I would do the workout. Plus, if it was a workout that I did not like, which was most of them, if it was a place where I was unmotivated, I was not, maybe I had a headache or something, or just the to-do list was huge and I knew I had to do something, I would still show up and start the workout and do it. And my commitment was 15 minutes. That's why I call this 15 minutes to fix your consistency, because that 15 minutes didn't mean that only 15-minute workouts and I have six-pack abs. It was not that. It was building the consistency of showing up and starting my workout, because it wasn't the workout plan. It was me starting the workout plan, showing up for my workout, being very consistent on the time. So that's how I built it in. Like I said, I was like, I'm going to do this over the next 30 days. I've got a 15-minute rule. I called it my no matter what rule is what I called it. I didn't call it the 15-minute rule. And there were times, I'm going to tell you what, I would get into the workout room and I would start the workouts. I was not into it. And I'm already counting down the clock. Is it 15 minutes yet? Is it 15 minutes yet? And so I'd be going, and I maybe got 5 minutes in and I'm like, I'm not into this. Is it, still 10 minutes to go. By the time I was hitting the 15-minute mark and ready to check out and go, okay, we're going to be done, then I would go, there's only 15 minutes to go in this workout. And some of them were only like 10 more minutes. So then I would keep going. I had the option to stop, yet I would still get going. What is that about? So that was where I really made things turn around, because when I committed to that for 30 days and the workouts worked, and the other things that I did to make things easier for myself, I started looking at where were my escape hatches. So one was trying to get myself, the to-do lists and all that, all the external things. But the other thing I did was I would have loved to have joined a gym, but I remembered back when I had a gym membership and I rarely went, and I would be so mad at the gym for charging me for not showing up. You still get charged. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do workouts at home. Now, I had tried that on my own before and I didn't have a plan. So I made it super simple where I had a trainer. This was on VHS tape at the time, but I had a fitness trainer that I could play right there on the TV that told me what to do. And even though I didn't want to do the exercises, I didn't need to overthink it myself to guess what to do. And I didn't need to travel and go, oh, I'm not showing up for my gym, or the weather wasn't an issue. I was already home. So I did a few of those things, and I get it. Some people are saying they don't like the workouts from home and all that stuff. You know what? Do whatever you're going to show up for. I have had people tell me, oh, I've got to have a gym, I've got to have classes and stuff, yet they still don't show up. That's the story that you need to call out. What's the story you're telling yourself? I was telling myself, oh my gosh, I'm too busy, I'm too overwhelmed, I'm too overworked, I don't like this workout. The issue was not the workout. The issue was me taking the time to start the workout. So if you get into the gym and you sign up for a gym or a class and you're showing up, good on you. That's the way to do it. But if you're not, and you're just saying, well, I don't like home workouts, those are boring, I'd rather go to the gym, and you don't show up to either one, that's on you, right? So 2 changes did not fix my motivation. It was the setup. And a better setup made those escape hatches a lot harder to find. So the workout was never stopping me. It was the story that I was telling myself on the way home. Once I stopped the negotiation with that story, and I changed, and change started happening, that was the moment I could walk through the door and everything shifted. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Do you have a 15-minute rule, or have you done some shortcut sort of things to have you showing up for your workouts every day? I'd love to hear those down in the comments. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness Community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.